When you think of Brazil, vibrant images of people lounging on the famous Copacabana beach, the lively Rio Carnival, or the Rio 2016 Olympics may come to mind. However, beneath its sunny exterior, Brazil, like many other Latin American nations, has its share of challenges. Brazil's colonization began during the Age of Discovery, a period when European powers sought to expand their empires. In 1500, Pedro Cabral arrived in Porto Seguro, a port city situated between Salvador and Rio de Janeiro. Initially, the Portuguese Empire paid little attention to the area, but the discovery of emeralds, diamonds, and gold in Minas Gerais changed that, drawing more interest. By 1763, Rio de Janeiro was declared the capital. A well-known image highlighting Brazil's stark economic divide was captured in São Paulo in 2004, showing a wall separating luxurious penthouses from the dilapidated homes of a favela. Little has changed since then. The Rio Carnival, a major event in Brazil, brings together people from all walks of life, but it is often marred by crime and gang violence. Samba school murders, where members of samba schools vying to be crowned carnival kings are killed, have occurred, as many of these schools are financially backed by crime syndicates. By the late 19th century, Brazilians had grown disillusioned with the monarchy, eventually forcing the royal family to return to Portugal. On November 15, 1889, Brazil became a republic. As the 20th century began, the country struggled with economic hardship and lacked the infrastructure for industrial growth. It wasn't until the early 1970s that Brazil's leaders introduced policies focused on domestic production and infrastructure, setting the stage for industrialization. Today, Brazil stands among the world's largest economies, with a GDP of $1.83 trillion, surpassing nations like South Korea, Australia, and Russia. Corruption continues to plague Brazil. Since 2015, it has been seen as the nation's biggest issue. The infamous Operation Car Washington scandal, which erupted that same year, implicated over 80 politicians and business elites in a web of corruption that reached all the way to former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. What began as a routine investigation into a former Petrobras executive unraveled into a massive case involving over $5 billion in illegal payments. Economic inequality in Brazil is severe, with the wealthiest 5% earning as much as the rest of the population combined. Brazil ranks highest among democratic nations for income concentration within the top 1%. The wealthy benefit from tax advantages, while millions live in poverty. About 23 million Brazilians reside in extreme poverty, many in favelas, makeshift housing areas lacking basic sanitation and contributing to poor health conditions. Although education levels have improved in recent years, unemployment remains a major issue. The unemployment rate reached 14.7% in mid-2021. Moreover, 39% of Brazil's workforce is part of the informal economy, leaving them vulnerable to job loss during times of economic uncertainty. The International Trade Union Confederation named Brazil one of the worst countries for workers, citing the 2017 labor reform, which favored employers and led to poor workplace conditions, forced labor, and child labor. Brazil also faces environmental challenges. While it is less vulnerable to natural disasters than many countries, 85% of its disasters are linked to global warming. Flash floods, landslides, and droughts have claimed more than 10,000 lives in recent years, a number that could rise as climate change intensifies. Ironically, Brazil contributes to the problem through deforestation in the Amazon rainforest, which covers 40% of its land. Known as the lungs of the earth, the Amazon is being destroyed at an alarming rate, with 17 to 20% already lost. Experts warn that deforestation could reach a critical 25%, causing irreversible damage. While Brazil has emerged as a global economic force, its ability to overcome these dark challenges remains uncertain.